I'm Nick Thomasounis, one of the founding members of MX Locker. I've been racing motocross since the age of 3. We all know how expensive this sport is and the dedication it takes. Being a privateer is not easy, and that's why MX Locker was founded. MX Locker allows you to earn extra cash for the riding gear, bike parts, and dirt bikes you no longer use. It's a community full of riders, including racers and privateers like myself. It keeps my program going. Okay, so we're out here at Martin MX. I have these pretty fresh XTRIG Triple Clamps on. Been asking why I run a lot of stock stuff, or that's kind of been my whole thing, is I run basically stock everything. So I picked these up off of MX Locker, and I want to put them to the test and see what the difference is, see if I like them versus the OEM stuff. Also, I'll be doing a ton of stuff like this in the future, picking up a bunch of parts off of MX Locker and kind of reviewing them one by one, even including stuff all the way down to like knee braces. So if you have anything you'd like to see me test out, drop a comment down below. Who knows, maybe the most liked comment, I'll give it a try. As you guys can see, I have the 22 mil offset. It comes with like 3 little hole adjustments to put your bar mounts in. I also have the bar mounts that come with the clamps. On the stock clamps, I do run them all the way forward just because there's only like 2 little adjustment holes to run them in, and I'm a taller rider, so I prefer to run them forward. But these clamps came with 3, so I put them in the middle to kind of give me like a neutral feeling to base myself off of. And you can see it has like its own torque specs for each of the bolts. Not to mention they look pretty sweet, so I'm excited to give them a try. Okay, so just did a couple fast laps. First initial reaction, I can definitely feel the front wheel is a little bit more, I want to say, underneath the bike. The bike kind of wants to turn a little bit more, and I definitely have a little bit, not super noticeable, but I have a tiny bit more feel in the initial part of the corner. Kind of grabs the front end a little bit more. It's a little bit more sticky, if that makes sense. And just overall kind of have a little bit more plushness and a little bit more feel to the front end. Obviously I'm not racing anymore, so it's not like I'm really searching for that, but if you're really trying to get the most out of your bike, if you're trying to get a little bit more feel and fine-tune your forks and your suspension, I could definitely see where getting a set of XTRIGs or getting a set of triple clamps would be beneficial. I can definitely see there's a couple benefits to the aftermarket triple clamps over the stock. The main thing just being a little bit more feel. You can get different offsets too. These are 22 mil offsets. Just my initial feel is I felt the front wheel was a little bit tighter to the bike. Yeah, those are my first initial reactions. I'll probably take it for a few more laps here, see if I come up with anything else, but that's my general, general impressions on what I feel so far. Okay, so as you guys can see, these are the stock clamps. Pretty basic, nothing fancy. These are the XTRIGs. As you guys can tell here, the clamping screws don't really interfere with each other, so you can get a more accurate clamping torque spec on them, and it actually says it right on the clamp, 17 for the bottom, 21 on the top. Would be technically, I would think, less material on the XTRIGs versus the stock. So I didn't get to weigh them. I would have to look it up, but I would assume the XTRIGs are lighter than the stock OEM clamps as well. It's got the opposing clamp kind of design to help with the fork twisting itself and kind of lock the fork in place better than the OEM clamps would. Okay, so for my final thoughts and honest opinion on if they were worth it, I kind of have a mixed review. I could see where they would definitely be beneficial to most avid racers and to the people kind of searching to get a little bit more comfort out of the bike. I definitely felt at the entry of the corner, I felt like the front end would kind of be a little bit more sticky. I'd have a little bit more traction and a little bit more feel with the front end at like the beginning part of the corner. But definitely cornered a tiny bit better. It wasn't super noticeable, but I could see with more testing and more time and getting suspension and adjusting sag and all those type of different things, you could definitely get a little bit more feel out of the front end with them. Are they worth it? Yeah, I would say pretty cool bling, number 1, and 2, they definitely help your bike, but I don't think they're entirely necessary. Again, I have a slightly biased opinion because I am coming from running OEM stuff my entire career. Do I think if I got triple clamps, it would help my lap times? Maybe like a couple tens here and there if I spent time testing with it. Again, I'm not a huge test rider. Not super into all of that anymore. I was a little bit better at it when I was racing. Definitely worth the money if you can swing the extra, I don't know, what were they, $750. I did get these off MX Locker, and I will be taking these off the bike and reselling them on MX Locker. So if you want to grab exact clamps, they will be on my profile. I'll have a link in the description, and you can literally turn around and buy these clamps off of me. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. That does help me out a ton. If you have any other parts you'd like to see me test, even if it's down to some gear stuff, I'm open to hearing it, so drop a comment down below. Until the next video, I will catch you guys later.